How's it going, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just in a little phone booth, so um that's why it looks like it's a bit, that's why
like
it looks a
casting,
bit
like casting
small and
couch.
dark. Yeah, that's something sus like that. Yeah.
I was grabbing coffee, and then at my hotel, it was just like coffee mite.
Oh, mate, that's a serious brew right there.
I don't think I'm gonna use that shit though.
Nah,
Nah,
nah, that's like fucking poison that shit.
yeah, just dark. All right. Hey, thanks for doing this.
No worries, man.
Appreciate it.
How long have you been podcasting for?
For the past month and a half. It's pretty
Okay.
recent.
Yeah. Well, firstly, thanks for having me on. My name is Lachlan Rowson, but most people call me Lock or Lockie. So I'm one half of the My Muscle Project, but most people that listen think that I'm the only person on the My Muscle Project. But that's just how things happened over time. I just end up asking most of the questions with my co-host Raf. We also own three gyms together in
Three
Sydney, Australia.
gyms.
So three gyms, yeah. So
Holy.
we've had the first one for about just 5 years now, and then the other one a year after that, and then the other one about 2 years after that. So we do that with another business partner, Rory, and that's been one hell of a roller coaster, one hell of a ride, and we've learned a lot and grown a lot in that process, and as well through the podcast, traveling, meeting lots of cool people, doing some pretty exciting interviews, and then kind of on the side as well, just in my personal time, I just make YouTube videos when I feel like it. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I checked
commit
it out.
to more frequency.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's a discipline of getting it done. I really enjoy it, but I'm always all over the shop with my schedule. So it's just having the discipline to sit down and do it and edit it every week. It's really the challenge.
Yeah, well, how do you make those podcasts happen with three gyms in the bank?
Um, I mean, podcasting is just organization. That's
Yeah.
just what it comes down to. I mean, it's pretty easy to get flowing once you're into it. I mean, it's been doing it for 4 years now, so I'd like to say we're pretty good at what we do, although we can still always get better. But look, all this stuff just comes down to time management, organization, just having your shit together in all aspects of your life, from just like how tidy your room is at home, from the most basic stuff, how clean your kitchen is, all the way to like what's your office space like, what apps are you using every day, how much phone time have you got going, all that sort of stuff. If you can fix all the little things, you can manage a lot.
And how old are you guys? You guys are pretty
I'm
young.
26, and yeah, I'm 26, and Raf's 28 or 27, almost 28.
So the young entrepreneur kind of mentality, as I can see.
I think so.
Yeah, because often people say that like young people like need to learn more, but you
I think
seem
you're
that you
frozen.
guys,
You still got me?
yeah, you good?
Yeah, I still got you. I'm just
Yeah, I have a shitty internet,
yeah,
I think. Yeah. You got me?
yeah, I got you.
All
But you
right.
keep cutting out.
Right. Better? All right.
Do you want me to cut my video and then maybe it'll run smoother? Are you doing video as well for
Yeah,
this,
I'm doing
or
video
just
as
audio?
well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I can
So
just leave it. That's better.
yeah, so like there's a lot of like different kind of people that just say that you need to learn and you should just be more working for somebody else, and I feel like that you guys have figured out how to kind of learn through the process and didn't wait. You kind of like went all in with what you wanted to do, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, it's always um, in hindsight, it's always nice. Like there were definitely aspects of our life where we could have, made different decisions. But the fact that we've ended up where we are, I'm pretty happy with every decision at this point, and I don't really have regrets. I don't think you can really ever have regrets. But it's to say that we've never worked for someone is just not true. I mean, even if we haven't worked directly for someone, we've worked or trained in facilities and businesses where we've wanted to open similar ones, and just learn in those environments. And I mean, you learn from everything. I learned from working in Domino's when I was 14, 15. I learned, just small things there to the first PT gym that I worked at. Even though I wasn't there very long, I just learned things there from tutoring kids and, just little side jobs all through my upbringing. Yeah, even though
Shit. Yeah. So you guys are having like this 10,000 calorie challenge next week? This weekend?
that's right. Yeah. Well, it's 10,000 for 100 participants. Yeah, 1,000,000 calories, hopefully, all up.
Holy shit. I saw you guys posted something about that last year. So this is like repeat, right?
Yeah. So last year we didn't make it, unfortunately. I got to about 8,500, and I made the decision of staying up to 4 a.m. on a Sunday night and looking like absolute shit in front of the team on Monday, or going to bed. I chose going to bed. But I knew that there would be a round two. So this is the round two. Matt from Beyond Macro is one of our sponsors. He saw us do it. He was like, "You made way too many errors, way too many mistakes." And just like redoing a workout, or redoing anything that you feel bitter about, this is one of those things that we're going for again.
I'm curious, what were the mistakes?
There was a few critical errors that undid the day. The first one was that we drank caffeine. Caffeine's an appetite suppressant, as a lot of people know. So that would constrict basically our appetite throughout the day. So we had way too much coffee. I mean, we probably had 5 or 6 shots of coffee throughout the day. So that was definitely a big error. The second error was that we started off way too healthy. Like I started off with a green shake with vegetables and, health powders and stuff, because I was worried about all the shit that I would put in my body throughout the day. But digesting all that fiber and all that volume of food for such a low calorie return is just a really bad start to the day. And having watched and spoke to people about it who've successfully completed it, like early on, you have to go super dirty. So that's a mistake I won't be making again.
There's this guy on YouTube that made it, Mark Fit. I don't know if you're aware about that guy. He's from Canada. I think
Yeah.
he made it a couple of times. He just starts with donuts at Tim Hortons at the beginning of the day. He just goes and hammers those.
Yeah, well, we hung out with Rob Lipset, and I guess on our show recently, he's done 10,000 in one sitting. So if that small Irish bloke can do it, I have no doubt I'll be able to do it this time.
Well, good luck to that.
Yeah.
I'm also curious about how you guys started in the beginning with the podcast. Was it after opening the gyms and having kind of this perspective of getting out the word, or was it just more by passion and something you wanted to try out?
Yeah, it's definitely the latter. We were avid podcast listeners, and we had a small network we felt like we could reach out to and create some good content with. So we bought as cheap a mics as possible, and there wasn't a lot back then. So, or a lot of resources on how to do a podcast. There's a tenth of the apps and software that exists today. So we were just using a lot of that kind of drive and passion to just reach out to the network and get started.
And the resources that you have, like just the distribution and all that stuff, like did you struggle in the beginning, or did you kind of figure it out pretty quickly?
So I missed that last part. You just broke up a bit.
So with the resources that you had at the time, I mean, was it a struggle in the beginning to get that distribution up and kind of like spread the word a little quicker?
You're still not coming through. Can't hear you.
So with the resources that you guys had in the beginning, was it hard to kind of get the word out and get the distribution up to what you guys wanted and expected? You got me? Oh, there we got it. Jeez.
I'm back.
Sorry, man.
That's all good.
It's Thailand Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's usually our end that's fucking up, but we've got some pretty good Wi-Fi here, so
Yeah.
um,
So
yeah.
what I was saying was like with the resources that you guys had at the time, was it hard to get the distribution up to what you guys were expecting?
Well, we didn't have any expectations really. We didn't know what a good number of downloads was. We didn't know um, what other podcasts were doing, or um, I mean, putting podcasts on YouTube wasn't even the thing back then. So we just kind of knew what we were doing, and that was it. And we just grew from there. So our resources, we had lots of people reach out actually when we started to get advice from us as to how we were doing it. But honestly, we didn't really know what we were doing either. There just wasn't that much out there at the time. So yeah, it took a while to get 1,000 downloads. Probably about 3 or 4 months, I think, before our first episode hit 1,000 downloads. But after that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't want to sound a little biased, but like I listen to a couple of podcasts, and there's not many that I listen for like a long time and follow episode to episode. And like you guys are pretty much the ones that I listen the most into the fitness industry. And if not, I love the Cats and Clouds podcasts. They're based out of San Francisco. And if not, I obviously the Joe Rogan is a classic. It's always like very interesting, but congrats to you guys. I mean, the content that you're pushing, and I think it's pretty much all true. And the people that you get on your podcast are also like very natural, and that makes it the whole difference for sure.
Yeah, I think that having two people on the show as well helps to keep the energy in the shows. Like having a co-host has been really important over the years, and just trying to keep it interesting, man. Like not trying to stay too close into one sort of niche of fitness. Otherwise, you just beat the same horse to death with the same questions over and over again, and people just start to expect the same answers over and over again. You don't really see the other point of views on fitness or the other takes of fitness that are out there in the industry. So yeah, in the last sort of year or so, year and a half, we've really branched out with different guests, and I think it's been really good for the podcast.
Do you feel that there's like there's a hardcore only one direction with some type of personalities in the fitness industry? So I'm just giving an example. Like a lot of yoga teachers will be like all into yoga and nothing else, and a lot of powerlifting coach will be like into you only need to get strong, and that's the only reason. What are your thoughts about that?
Oh, absolutely. I was that way. I thought when I started, bodybuilding was the answer, and then when I got into CrossFit, I felt like CrossFit was the answer. And then, when I got over CrossFit, I felt like powerlifting or Olympic lifting or gymnastics was the best way to do things. And it just takes time. It just takes time to, I believe, if you're open-minded enough to grow out of the dogmatic approach to health and fitness and to really find what you enjoy. And I think that if you're a hardcore yogi and you enjoy it and you don't see yourself doing anything else, that is absolutely fine. And you can rock that all the way to the end of time. But don't talk shit about other fitness dogmas until you've tried them. I'm happy for you to, tell me you've tried CrossFit, and you gave it a crack for a year, and you did this, you did that, but it wasn't for you. Then that's completely fine. But when people are speaking very negatively, speaking very poorly, or speaking as experts about things they've never done or tried, and only things they've read about or seen on the internet, that's really unfortunate. So those people are not good people to listen to, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I have this feeling that across time, I find the seasons have an impact on what I want to do and what I feel best of like kind of training. And like I don't know for you guys, but we have winter in Canada and it's a struggle. It takes like 30-40 minutes just to be decently warmed up. So that makes a toll on like doing weightlifting or stuff like that. Like during the winter, I just prefer doing some conditioning workouts, and I love to do intervals and long workouts that'll keep me warm. And through the summer, like joints are ready. You can weight lift a little bit more and kind of like play around through the seasons. And touch a little bit everything. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Everything's always that things yeah go and change with the seasons. I always like to make sure I set some goals, at least 3 months at a time, just so if it was completely to my own devices, goalless, like I wouldn't do anything. I would just maintain just an average level of everything, and I wouldn't progress. And look, for some people, maintaining's fine if they want to just maintain what they have and go hike, travel the world, be healthy, do skiing adventures and stuff, and they're happy to have their fitness the way it is and the strength the way it is, and that's awesome. More power to you. For me, I know that if I ended up in 3 months and told you that I couldn't do something better than what I did 3 months ago, I'd be very disappointed. And that maybe that's a performance thing one day, but then maybe the next thing it's an aesthetic thing. Maybe 3 months ago I set the goal of an extra 2 or 3 kilos, and if I'm not there, I'm disappointed in my lack of self-discipline.
Yeah, because you set that your goal at first, and you kind of like worked hard to it and didn't attain it, right?
That's right. Yeah, and so if that means bodybuilding one day or weightlifting another day or powerlifting another day, as long as it's working towards that goal, then it can be whatever it wants to be.
And what are you currently working on? I know you guys are having the 100-day challenge. I bet that's one part of your goals to kind of slip in something in there.
Yeah, so April 1st, we're chasing down some more barbell goals. Raf hasn't decided yet. I think he's still traumatized from not hitting his last goal.
So what was it?
Well, he tried the clean and jerk 150, but he didn't make it. He just ended up breaking his toe, his pinky toe, and yeah, he had some really swollen collarbones and some knee issues and stuff. So actually it went really poorly for him. There was the complete opposite experience for me. It actually went extremely well. And I hit it a few times in the lead up and on the day as well. So this time around, I'm trying to power clean 160 kilos. So just a goal that feels like it's impossible almost, but just doable. So that's kind of...
You have to work fucking hard to get it.
That's right. That's right.
And
yeah, it's a good feeling.
So that's the new goal for the 100-day challenge for yourself?
Yes. Yeah, that'll start April 1st. So I'll have 100 days to hit it from the 1st of April.
So get me a little bit through into that, so we could maybe I'll jump in and try it out as well. How does it work? Like, how do people get into it?
Yeah, so we have like a product that we designed that we still have some limited stock left over with, and it's basically a journal. It's called the Training Journal. Raf and I have used mindfulness journals and journaling for a long time for business and for personal development, but never for training. And when we tried to find something that was out there for training specifically, there was nothing. So we thought, well, heck, let's just make one ourselves. So we launched a Kickstarter in 2017, and we raised just over $33,000 to basically fund what was a really cool project. It was 100 days. So the journal is achieve your number one training goal in 100 days or less. So it's just like you check in over the 100 days. You have a daily check-in, a nightly check-in, a weekly check-in, and it just keeps you accountable, and it keeps your thoughts positive, allows you to kind of express yourself on a piece of paper. Just, you talking to yourself about how the day went, how training went, how you can be better the next day, things that you're grateful for throughout the day. And I think it's more, not necessarily the stuff that you're writing on the paper, it's the process and the discipline of doing something every single day, which is just that little bit of effort towards a future goal. And, people have been getting pretty insane results of that. I know one guy emailed us in, and he was buying his 4th journal, and he said every single journal he's hit his goal. So he's like, for me, it feels like it's magic. He's like, every time I do it, I write the goal, go through the process, and before 100 days, I've hit a goal. So yeah, he's done some pretty cool stuff with the journal, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
When I started, 110, 115, and I ended up benching 140 in 100 days. So it's just that little bit of discipline every single day, and it just helps you stay on track. So that's what we're encouraging people to do if they want to jump on board, if they have a goal. April 1st, grab a journal, and yeah, just jump in on the fun.
Writing your goals has such a big impact on like how you get through it. I mean, because if you don't write it, it's in the air, right? It's like a contract with like business people.
I think the Thailand internet's got us again.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck Thailand. It's actually pretty warm though. It makes a big difference. Cool, man. So do you see yourself a little bit more like an entrepreneur, like a host, or more of like of a coach? I mean, you guys are having different types of things going on. I mean, what would you consider yourself, more like a multitask kind of person?
It's funny. I'm always usually the one asking this question, so I don't
Shots
get it. I don't get
fired.
it. That's right. Yeah, I don't always get the practice of answering it. I mean, I never want to pigeonhole myself too much. I like to think that if someone was just to talk about who I am, not opposed to what I do, it would just be like a pretty chilled out person that's trustworthy and knows what he wants. Even though sometimes it does seem like I'm jumping around a lot, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm just always waking up every day and just trying to work on things that I really enjoy. And I think when I'm not in a place where I'm enjoying those things, I'll be the kind of person to step out and not do that thing very quickly. And that can be in any sense. That can be from a relationship perspective with, friends or a partner, or it can be a business or a project or a commitment I've made. I'm always, I'm trying to stick as best as I can to my word. I think that's really important. But I'm also trying to do things that I really want to do. And then if I feel like I'm in a position where I'm not doing that anymore, I'll make that change. So for me, content creation is probably my number one thing that I've always done, even with the gyms. Whilst I'm a team leader, and I'm a mentor to a lot of our coaches, I'm also heavily in charge of content creation for the gym. Where taking photos, or if it's managing people to create more content for me, or for the gym, for the podcast, creating the audio content, the video content, the Instagram content, the design work, the website. To me, that's all just an expression of, kind of
The
a
art.
monetizable form of art. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably what I see myself as most is someone that just creates content for things that I enjoy doing.
I think that coaches are often seen as like directly coaches, but at the same time, writing workouts, training people is a really nice form of art, and like you said, can be expressed into different ways. And maybe your way of kind of expressing that is through other things than only coaching, and that way you don't get bored of doing the same thing all the time.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, coaching is also an art form. How you interact with someone's psychology, how you get them to change the way that they move or they think about themselves. It just gives you that human interaction that's involved in coaching. There's nothing quite like it. And until you do it, you don't really get an appreciation for how important it can be on other people.
So those are all things that you enjoy, but do you have like a main why that you'd like to share us? Like your main kind of maybe not lifetime goal, but like something that that you that wakes you up at night because you're thinking about it.
That's a good question. To be honest, I just am one of those people where I want to try and have the full breadth of experiences. So I try as best as I can to not say yes all the time, but I'm definitely a person that says yes a lot. So
That's hard,
I'm
man.
just out. It is. It's
That's
extremely
hard,
hard.
man. I bet you guys with like with everything that you're doing, your popularity has grown up, and it's hard. It must be hard to like to say no, and like opportunities must come even easier now.
Yeah, I mean, the opportunities are there all the time. It's just about finding the ones that suit what we want and what's best for us. And that's not always a decision that I make by myself. It's, a decision that we make together as, business partners, as teams, considering all the other friendships, relationships in my life. Those things have to take into consideration. But for me, I'm about like exploring an adventure and sort of the unknown. And until that itch goes away to explore the unknown, I just can't see myself saying no to many things in the future.
Yeah, for sure. I I'd like to give it props to. It's always cool when you DM somebody and you get an answer as quickly as you did. I feel that there's a lot of people that I've DM'd in the past and even recently that like seen the message and haven't replied, and I kind of feel that like the people that do that, like I understand like the Gary V's of this world, like these guys are really busy and they probably get a million messages a day, but like all the others, I mean, I think I think with the job field that we're all in is kind of like we have this responsibility of like giving back love to others, and I really appreciate that. And like even I'm having this podcast with Marston from the Butter Bros, and
Yeah.
like he answered pretty quickly as well. I mean, that's cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, man, I just want to pay it forward. I mean, people did the same thing for me when I was starting out, so I was super appreciative of that, and I don't think that it's uh, from the people, you know, extremely popular people that we've networked with and we hang out with, and in a lot of cases are our friends. Um, they do the same thing. They're good people, and they do their best to get to every message. And it only takes, you know, 5 or 6 of these people to enter into your life, and you see how genuine they are about doing those sort of things. Not caring about if someone has, you know, so many followers, or if someone's this person or that person, just trying to help their fellow human and just be a good person. You know, if that person has taken the time to message them and be a part of and follow their life, they want to show that appreciation by getting back to them in any way they can. And I'm like, if that's a good person that's, you know, got 1 million followers doing that, like, why can't I do that? So yeah, I think it should always be paid forward.
Yeah, it's kind of like giving back to everybody that helped you. Yeah,
Of course.
yeah, for sure. Awesome, man. Anything you'd like to add on and throw in to the podcast? Yeah, what's about a freaking Vegemite in Australia? What
What's
is
it called,
that
Vegemite?
shit? What's that
Yeah,
shit?
it is shit. Well, it was created in the war. So like when we didn't have anything but like a bunch of just empty fields of dry grass and wheat, we just managed to just turn it into a black paste of death that if you consume it and you're not from Australia, yeah, you're in absolute shock as to what it tastes like. It's disgusting, but look, I eat it anyway because it's just I've grown up with it. You know, like I'm eating it and I acknowledge that this tastes like shit,
You still eat it?
and I still eat it. Yeah, I don't eat it anymore. But if
Yeah.
someone was like, "Hey, man, here's some Vegemite," yeah, I'll smash some Vegemite. Why not?
It's like maple syrup in Canada. You just like have it on
No,
everything.
yeah, but that's delicious.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
sweet.
It's fucking good, man.
Vegemite is rank. If you gave Vegemite to a blindfolded panel of people from all over the world, they would legit think they were being poisoned in the study. It's that bad.
I've smelled it once. I've smelled it once. I had a couple mates from Australia that would come to Canada bike, and they had it in their luggage. There was a war in Australia.
No, like when the war, like in World War II, like when we were shipping off our shoulders, yeah, we needed like to give them food and stuff. So they're like, "Hey, we made this delicious paste for you. Go enjoy." I mean, that's how it goes in wartime. I mean, people come up with some pretty crazy things. Unfortunately, we didn't come up with much. We got Vegemite, but yeah, I mean, that was some of the best we could do. Hey, I got a Canadian-based question for you.
Go for it.
How have you seen the economic impact of the legalization of marijuana happen in the last
Holy shit!
4 months?
Well, I haven't seen much about the economics, but where they sell the marijuana in Montreal, after one day they were out. So there was the first day that it was available. There was a lineup. Like there was pictures, videos. Everybody was posting about it. Like there was a big, huge lineup. The whole street. It took like 4 hours for people to get in. Like a concert, pretty much. And after a day, they sold everything.
It's crazy.
And the other thing is like they were supposed to be open every weekday, like from Monday to Friday, and like after the first week, because of that the how much they would sell. They had to close Friday, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I know they had to they had to close one day because it was just impossible to sell what they had available. And it's way more expensive than on the black market.
Right.
A lot of people into fitness and into training and into recovery were also going there for the oils. So
Yep.
for recovery, that helps a lot. I'm actually kind of like curious about it. I'd like to maybe try it.
Like the oil, putting the oils on your skin,
Yeah.
or smoking the oils.
No. Just putting the oils on your skin.
Right.
Apparently recovery for that is like, and it really reduces stress before going to bed, and you get into that really good state of mind as well. So you don't have like those bad effects.
Right. And what's like the biggest brand at the moment pushing the like recovery oils in the fitness industry?
I don't know. I'm really not into that, but I know
Okay.
I have a buddy that has this company where they're selling all accessories and oils and stuff like that. So yeah, but I'm very, very curious of like the effects on the long term. I've actually never smoked a joint in my life.
Oh, really?
No,
You just
never.
look like you have.
Is it legal in Australia?
Nah,
No.
it's not.
Is it gonna be?
No. Oh man, I imagine it will be because Australia always follows suit with America, but I think it's a bit further off. It's probably at least a decade away.
Oh, really? That much?
Yeah, yeah, we're pretty. We got some pretty tight laws in some states. We got some pretty old conservative people that run certain states that aren't very open-minded, but in a decade from now they'll be dead, hopefully, or retired.
And then the new era will start.
Just people that are a bit more open-minded to the new science that's out there. I don't know if you've seen it, but Tim Ferriss released a trailer that I was just watching this morning on it's to do with Israeli PTSD victims that are using, because Israel has legalized MDMA use for PTSD in clinic, in like psychology clinics or psychiatric clinics, wherever they administer it. So it's like under the guise of a professional, and they're getting like insane results. People that have suffered from like 20-25 years of extreme depression and anxiety, within a couple of months, just completely back to normal.
I think that on that point, like that's the positive impact that they could have. But there's also a lot of people that have like had bad forms of marijuana and had psychosis right after, like, and that those people are reluctant to that. So that's what makes like the division with the people that want it to come in and the ones that don't.
Yeah, but I mean that's the expectation. That's what the data is going to tell you on any form of drug, right? But we somehow squash all the data of how many people are addicted to opiates in America that have such a bad addiction that they're going to overdose and drop dead. I mean, I don't know what the statistics are on people that are overdosing on opioids in America, but I'm sure it's significantly higher than people that have had endured psychosis through smoking marijuana. Yeah,
Right.
I'd almost bet my life on it.
Did you see the podcast with Joe Rogan and those two guys? There was the doctor from Ontario in Canada that prescribes marijuana to his patients, and there was another invite. He's a journalist for the New York Times, and he wrote a book about how he was against the marijuana. I'll send it to you, and if you didn't see it, it's pretty good. I mean, like, it's a good argument, and everybody has kind of their point of view, but like you say, like, there was a lot more positives about having it than not.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I mean, as long as your opinion is educated, then you can make your own choices. And I would never push drugs that people don't want to take on them, but I just think it's sad when people are letting other people make their minds up about it without doing their own research. I mean, we have the internet.
Yes.
We're very fortunate in this age that we can do a lot of our own research. And I think it's probably, your duty as a human being to explore all different remedies and medicines for all illnesses. And you shouldn't keep a veil over your eyes about the positive effects of marijuana because you heard a story that, your mate smoked it one time and then he freaked out and now he thinks it's a pumpkin. It's just, firstly, who even knows if that's true? But secondly, what if one day your mum or someone close to you has cancer and you ignore the potential benefits of CBD oil that's showing some really good results? And this is obviously an extreme example, but they're showing some extremely good, positive results in reducing the size of cancer cells with this stuff. And if you're not open to it, it could end really poorly.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Do you follow Matt Bickle, the guy that trains with Sam Dancer?
I think I've seen him before, but I don't think I follow him.
He started like this big plant company. He does like all these kind of things, and he's like growing in Colorado. He's like all into it.
Growing marijuana.
Yeah. He has like these massive buildings. He puts pictures all the time. He's creating all these different kinds of ways, and yeah, it looks great.
Wow. Yeah, man. Well, I mean, administered in the right doses with the right people, like it's doing awesome things. So, and I just was curious. Yeah, it's a booming industry. So,
and people that started investing very early, have seen big growth right now. Oh yeah.
It's almost like Bitcoin in a way, but not as extreme, but
yeah.
a little bit. It's like if you got into marijuana at the right time and you place the right bets, I mean, you got like a 20, 30x return.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. More than that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Bitcoin. It's not like fucking 26,000x return, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a lot safer, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Real money.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, man. Let's close it up with my three final questions.
Sure.
So, what actor would you be if you were a movie star?
Ooh, good question. A movie star, like a Hollywood movie star, or could you be like an internet star?
Movie star, like movies, okay. legit stuff.
I'm a big fan of Tom Hardy. So, I mean,
he's fucking badass, man.
That's right. You get to be a fucking badass and be jacked in every single movie you do. So, like, I just get to have the best juice in Hollywood and inject it before every movie and just lift weights. Like, sounds like a sick deal and get paid millions of dollars.
What's your favorite movie from Tom Hardy?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, obviously when he played Bane, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
In The Dark Knight. Yeah, I'm gonna go with The Dark Knight.
I didn't even know it was Tom Hardy before like I watched the movie. It was only after
really?
It was only after that I realized that it was him. But last movie I saw from him was Venom, which wasn't that good, but still
that wasn't very good.
Pretty entertaining though, for like something light.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hard to be dressed up as a big black juicy Spider-Man and pull off like one of your best films. Like, it's just not gonna
happen. So my next question is, who is your favorite female CrossFit athlete?
Oh shit.
It could be as much as like go for it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I've met a lot of them. When we went to Dubai in 2017. Yeah, 2017. We got to meet a lot of the top girls face to face and spend time with them at the back, and it's a pretty chilled out event. So got an opportunity to speak with a lot of them. However, if you disclude my personal anecdote and experience with those, because obviously it'd be a little bit biased, but if you're just talking from a purely just
oh, it's cutting out. Oh no, we're gonna miss it.
How much she hustles and everything that she does. We'd love to interview her. Brooke Ents.
Brooke Ents.
Is Brooke Ents? Yeah, Brooke Ents. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got an apparel brand. She does her YouTube videos. Obviously, she crushes it on Instagram. She still has made the most profitable career out of
Everybody else.
Basically, out of her one CrossFit Games appearance, she's shown people that it doesn't matter. Like, being an athlete doesn't mean that you're going to be popular. It helped her get her start, helped her get her name out there for sure.
Yeah.
But I think what's been cool is that she hasn't had to show up to the games every single year to be popular and well respected. And for a lot of CrossFit athletes, they don't have that ability to stay relevant and monetize themselves and keep people interested in them if they're not winning the games.
Yes.
So mad respect to her for doing that.
Props to that. I think she works hard as well, like in every aspect of her life.
Oh, she's a proper hustler. Yeah.
She's the Gary Vee of fitness.
She is. And look, she's got a husband and stuff as well that you got to give her credit for. She's probably in the limelight a lot, right? A lot of attention from a lot of guys and stuff. Yeah. So she's a shining example from that perspective, you know.
Yeah. Loyal,
faithful relationship as far as we know now. Things could change. Hey, there could be a scandal in the future, who knows, but give her the benefit of the doubt for now.
Yeah. And my last question is, if you'd have a theme song, if you would get into a new room and this is the song that would play in people's ears every time you come in and you show up, what would it be?
Oh man, it's hard to go past Juicy by Biggie Smalls. It's a pretty good song.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I listen to a lot of music that's not hip hop, but I mean, who doesn't put that song on? And I don't know anyone ever that likes that song that has heard it too many times. And that's hard to say about certain songs. Like, when that track drops, no one's like, turn that shit down, or next song. Everyone's like, turn it up, you know? And it's
turn that
just
shit
a
up, man.
Song, man. Yeah, it just makes everyone feel awesome, you know? And even if people have never even heard that song before, that is one of the greatest pleasures in life, to find out that someone hasn't listened to that song and to be there when you take them through that first experience.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Right on. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Let me know your guys' address. I'll send you guys a t-shirt or a hoodie.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So probably send it to the gym, man. Creature Fitness.
Cool.
That'd be the best place to find it. Yeah. The address will be on the website.
Awesome. Someday I'll come to Australia.
Yeah, bro. Well, you've got a gym to train at, and yeah, you'll welcome arms when you come here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Same if you come to Montreal, but don't come in the winter.
Nah, no way. Nah, if I'm coming to visit Canada, man, it's definitely in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's way too cold for me.
It's pretty much like you go see Montreal and then you go out west. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I want to visit Toronto as well. I got some friends there, so I said I'd visit them at some point. So
it's pretty
on the cards.
Pretty businessy over there
in Toronto.
Yeah, it's like Toronto was kind of built like when you fly into Toronto, like what you see of Toronto is a bit like the game Sims.
Yeah.
They kind of like created the city, and like all the suburbs came all around, and it's like a big circle, and there's still space, and it's still growing like outward, like a circle.
Yeah.
So so every time you get there, it's kind of like weird, and then when you land, it's just like the city of traffic. I mean, it's crazy. It's so clean though. It's clean. There's a bunch of bankers over there, business people. It's pretty much the mecca of that in Canada. So like all the meetings are getting there. So yeah, it's not like the kind of place where you stay more than a week.
Okay, so it's got a serious hustle about it. Is what you're saying.
Oh yeah. It's like if you go to Vancouver, there's no nightlife. It's pretty much day life. Everybody's into fitness, into training. But if you go to Toronto, like you could go out to like 5 a.m. and get pretty wild.
Yeah. Well, maybe a bit of both. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, till next time.
All right, man. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
All right, bro. See you soon.
See you, man.